Thank us. Fucking hell. Uh, right. Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to do this. All right. Just trying to mess around now. Just yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Takeaway, Jake. Nice one. Yeah, I'm just not gonna put up with any nonsense anymore. Right. Everyone's well tonight, anyway. People are just trying to mess around and just trying to get on my nerves. Like whatever, just go away. I'm not interested. Yeah, I do have Instagram. Why? Anyway, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. Hi, Emily. How you doing? It's at Jamie Brown JB95, I think. All right. Well, oh, hello, Alondra. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. They're friggin' boring tonight. Just crappy weather and just miserable, dull, and just. But it is what it is. There's no point complaining about it, is there? It's just that's the UK, isn't it? No, I haven't crying. I've just did a few push-ups earlier. But yeah, I've been trying to let my legs recover because I did this crazy workout on them the other day, and they're still not quite recovered. Maybe tomorrow we'll see, but yeah, just did a few push-ups and stuff, but that's about it today. Maybe I'll do some stuff later, but we'll see. It's a shame because I try and use outdoor equipment, but then I can't use it when it's been raining. It's just shit. And the bars get all kind of like slippy and just, yeah. It's not good. Anyway. All right. Well, let's see how this goes because who knows? Like yesterday morning, it was like busy on TikTok, and then I tried going on again, and it was dead as fuck. So maybe they only really push it out once a day. I don't know how it works really, but it's just very random sometimes. But we'll see. It's just trimmed it down. There's still a bit there you can see, but yeah. I usually just trim it every so often. Yeah. How would you say you spent all your 20s? I mean, probably wasted a lot of it, to be honest. But it is what it is. There's no point dwelling on it, is there? Just got to try and just move forwards, really. Learn from the mistakes and just move forwards. I don't really want to think about the past so much. Hello, Mum. What's going on? It's like lighting's a bit dark. Yeah, because it's dark. It's just YouTube. The stream on there. Yeah, I'm on both. I'm all right, thank you. So yeah, so my mum was messaging me back. I mean, live in the present. Good point. Yeah, definitely. but I must have rung the wrong number or something. But we're going to be ringing at the weekend or something. Thank you for the rose, Gilsu. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but welcome in here. Hope you're doing well tonight. But yeah, I'll be a bit dark for the people on that side, but I can try and sort of do that a bit. It's a little bit brighter for those people. So it's just the quality of the camera, unfortunately. I could plug in my other camera, but I can't really be bothered. So anyway, motorcycle. I don't know. I was thinking about getting a scooter, just haven't really got around to it. But lift for today for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's like things that you've done in the past. It's like there's nothing we can really do. We just got to try and learn from it and move on. It's like you get people who dwell on the past, and especially things like, say, when things like grief and stuff like that. And it's like, I understand it's difficult for people, but it's like, the thing is, they would want you to like keep going. They wouldn't want you to be dwelling on that. You got to think about that. Hello, Mazzy for life. How you doing? I hope you're well. They wouldn't want you to be just, basically putting your life on hold and just dwelling on that stuff. Thank you for the thumbs up, man. You should be trying to be living your best life. Say if you've got grief, say you should be living the best life for the people. Like Lucy, thank you for the likes. How you doing? Because that's what they would have wanted. That's what they would have wished for you. Past is gone, done, and dusted. They wouldn't want us unhappy. Yeah, if someone's had grief, then yeah, that's it. I want one, but everyone keeps telling me no. But sometimes I just want to drive. Yeah. I just don't really have any motivation for that personally. It just feels a bit dangerous as well, being on a motorcycle. I don't know. I feel like even being on a bike sometimes is dangerous enough. Like, yeah, it can get a bit scary out there, You never know what kind of dickheads are on the road, Like, yeah. It's like even walking around, like you walk down the streets and there's fucking cyclist almost running you over. It's like, what the fuck, just, it gets a bit scary out there sometimes. Even just walking around, and you get cars just zipping around corners. You try and get across, and it's like they're just, hi Charlie, how you doing? It's gonna be quite dangerous out there, Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, Mazzy. Just yeah, it's been a bit miserable today, but it is what it is. It was actually all right at one point, but then it just keeps changing up lately. It's just, we drove past a motorcycle who crashed once, and my partner went to help. Well, that's good. It's good to go and help people who need it. I'm from the UK. Where are you from, Charlie? Okay, but I don't know. I feel down these days. Yeah, I don't know if it's like. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily time of year because you're in like Florida, where they don't really have seasons. Hi, Monkey. How you doing? Welcome in. How you doing tonight? If anybody's new here, please subscribe, follow, all that stuff. So turn on your notifications and stuff. I watched your uncle's cooking vid, was enjoyable. Oh yeah, I don't really watch it, but yeah. Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll at some point promote it, but right now I'm just kind of like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I really want him seeing my channel, to be honest. I don't know. Onion barges. Oh yeah, they can be quite nice. Thank you for the roses, Leah. Nice to meet you, Leah. How you doing? They can be quite oily though, can't they? Like that kind of food, I find it's quite oily and greasy, like onion barges and samosas and things like that. Can be quite, spring rolls and what have you. They can be quite oily foods, can't they? Very greasy food. Definitely not good for people who are dieting, I don't think, are they? Yeah, probably you want to like try and, yeah, I guess, I don't know, there may be some way of like doing it without using so much oil and stuff. Like, yeah, so it's all this deep fried stuff. But aren't the like more traditional recipes like healthier or something? if I'm not mistaken, maybe those aren't such like traditional dishes, like because a lot of their stuff is generally quite healthy. Like a lot of like traditional Indian food is generally quite healthy. They use more like cleaner like ingredients and stuff, from what I remember. It seems like a lot of that onion bhaji stuff is more of like a westernized form of it or something. I could be wrong with that, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it's yeah, I suppose it's all right now and again if you can like sort of moderate it or something. But that it depends really. But yeah, I've been doing the wall press ups 3 sets of 20 with 2 minutes break in between up to a minute. Oh, that's good. Yeah, wall press ups are good as like for beginners, especially people who are maybe a bit, overweight and they're struggling with even just doing, say, um, like the knee push ups. You can work on, towards that. Once you get good with the wall press ups, you can, especially if you start losing weight, you can then start moving on to more, sort of progressions and stuff. Hello, Reluctant Gamer. How you doing? Good to see you again. Hope you well tonight. So yeah, um, yeah. I hope everyone's well. Just share the live out if you can. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, there's always like ways of progressing or regressing a movement to make it more or less challenging. Like I said, with push-ups, you can try doing it on the knees. You can do it on an incline. You can do it on a wall. That's like the easiest one is just doing it on a wall because not very much resistance. Thank you for the roses, Client Storm. Oh, nice one. And then you can go all the way up to doing crazy like progressions, like things like one arm push ups and stuff like that. If you can get really good onions and spice, if you cook yourself, it's very good. Yeah, you have to learn how to do it with like a lot of like seasonings and things. Know how to season it for your own tastes and stuff. Hello, Paul. How you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're well tonight. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I suppose you can like bake a lot of that stuff really. Like things like falafel, like if you're wanting to try and keep it lower in calories, you can bake it, but you've got to make sure to really season it. Otherwise, it's going to be quite bland. Hello, Anzilia. I hope you're well tonight. Thank you for joining me. So trying to like keep it, to make sure it's got, you could put some like spices and herbs in it and stuff like that. Whatever you're into, really. It's all about experimentation, really, isn't it? But you don't necessarily need to have like, it deep fried to make it taste good. Yeah. So yeah, just like hello to you, beauty queen. Hope you well. Thank you for following Kiki242. So I was watching this video and it was like, it kind of makes sense to me now why they would use chopsticks, because I was like, why would you use chopsticks? They just seem like a whole faff. And it was started to use them and stuff. Thank you for follow, beauty queen. And it's like, but the thing is though, what it'll do is it'll kind of make you eat slower. And they say like that with it takes about 20 minutes for that signal to go to the brain to say, I'm full up now. Like, we don't need to eat any more food. And that can be a way to do that. Another way that they say is to chew your food thoroughly. They say at least 30 bites, something like that, is, what they reckon. So you want it to be, chewed down into like a paste really before you swallow it. And that's going to help with like digestion. It's going to help also with just stopping you from overeating. But so when people are just shoving food down very, very quickly and then they eat, more than what they need, and then they end up probably feeling like shit, and then not only that, and then they end up eating an excess of calories because of that. So just some tips out there for guys. Another one is eat on a small plate as well if you're struggling with like portions, because it tricks your brain into thinking you're having more food than what you are. Whereas if you had a massive plate, then it's going to look like only a small amount of food. Hello, Sherberg. Good to see you again. Yeah, a lot of it is just full of like oils and grease and stuff and added sugar, like processed sugars and stuff. A lot of it's just really not very good, is it? But whatever, you got to pick your poison, I guess. I was thinking about, like I said, I've been talking about maybe at some point soon getting static caravan with a bit of my own land. Maybe at that point I'd actually grow my own food, because then I would actually know where the food's coming from. I'd like to do my like own potatoes and stuff like that, and carrots, and it would be all like organic and stuff. But at the moment, unfortunately, it's just hard to really do all that. Hi, Heidi, hope you well. Hello, Aya, May, hope you well. You know, things like a lot of the vegetables and stuff. Maybe get some fruit trees. I don't know. Just trying to think of some ideas, really. But yeah, it'll be fun for the future, really. But anyone told you look like the spin image? Yeah, I've had that a few times. I've also had Harry Kane, but I think I'm probably better looking than those guys, though. To be honest, though, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Hello, it's Karen70. Hope you well tonight. Thank you for joining me. Share the live out if you can. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, welcome everybody. What are we all up to? Then the likes. Yeah, Karen. Colm. Good to see you again. Yeah. I don't know, but everyone's going to try and compare me to somebody, though. I think one of the better ones, like, it was compared to, was probably like Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey. Maybe that's more of like a compliment, I guess, because obviously if you're starring in some thing like that, where you're like kind of like you're seen as somebody who's like like a friggin' attractive guy or something, It's Sarah Louise, hope you well. I've also had like Ryan Gosling a few times as well. So yeah, I've been compared to quite a lot of like celebrities. So I don't do vapes. I'm all right, thank you, Sarah Louise. How are you doing? So I was saying what we a while ago. Maybe we can all meet up at some point. Yeah, me, Richard, Haley. Maybe you, Sarah. Maybe you can bring your fellow down as well, possibly. But yeah, so we could try and sort something out, maybe, because seeing as though like, because they work in York, so it's like maybe we can all have a chance at some point. Marmalade sandwich. Oh, really? Remember, my granddad used to eat marmalade on toast. Literally, just like I thought it was just like orange jam or something. I don't know. What's the difference? Isn't it like marmalade? I don't know. Does anyone know what the difference is? Isn't it just orange jam or something? Or is it just like a different kind of process of making it? I don't know. Like, oh, you hate marmalade, lol. I remember there was like, what was it called? Marmalade, lady marmalade, whatever. It was what was it? Jill says, yeah, basically what you mean. It was that song, wasn't it? Was it they had what's it called? Christina Aguilera. Golden Shred is gorgeous. What's that? Golden Shred. Or is that like a marmalade thing or something? All the vitamins and minerals are Bernie's. Oh, really? Is that true, Paddington? Thank you for the likes, Richard. Yeah, anyway, how you doing tonight? Like an IO. So what do you mean? Sorry, I'm kind of lost. Red Dots, how you doing? Hope you are tonight. Richard says, all right, thanks. All right, you're welcome. Like orange jam marmalade. All right. I mean, let me just put in, what is it? Marmalade. Just orange jam. Let's see what it says about that. It says no, it's not the same as orange jam because it's made from citrus fruit and includes the peel, which gives it a distinctive, often slightly bitter texture and flavor. Jam is made from the pulp of juice various fruits, not just citrus. So could you have technically an orange jam then or something? Is there such a thing? It's like you got marmalade, but it's like, well, I mean, if it doesn't have the peel, then technically it's orange jam, I guess. But did you never really hear it called apricot jam? Well, apricot's a different fruit. It's not the same as orange jam. Apricot jam, like apricots are more like peaches, really. Ask Jeeves has the answer to everything. Go on Google. Yeah. But apparently, right, that friggin' AI shit, when it doesn't know the answer, it'll just spit out some bullshit sometimes. So you got to be careful with that. Guess it's a bit different, but I would argue it's a jam with a difference. Yeah, yeah. Like, how does Bob Marley like his donuts? With jam and Dean of Nails, thank you for the follow. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. What other jokes have we got, eh? Anyone got any good jokes? I asked Siri a question and he said, "No, you're a driving." I was like, "WTF?" Oh, really? That's sorry, I lost you there. Any time to process that? I don't know. I don't know. Like, no, you're driving. I don't know. Was it just some like kind of odd answer or something? I don't know. Hope everyone's well tonight. Anyway, share the live out if you can. Yeah. So looks like there's not really much going on over on YouTube at the moment. So I asked my phone a question and Siri said, "Can't show you that as you're driving." All right. Oh, really? I don't know. Whiteboards are remarkable. Which type? Interactive whiteboard or just the other one? I remember like when we had an interactive whiteboard fitted in school. Before that, we had the blackboard, the chalk and blackboard with the like the thing that they used to wipe it off, the brush, not the brush, the the whatever you call it. They were just like, yeah. Hello, Sadie, how you doing? No, I'm English from well, I live in York, but I'm originally from Blackburn. People seem to think I sound even Scottish at times. What's going on? Like, I even had someone say I sound Australian or American or whatever. It's like people seem to think I'm from all over the world. Bit weird, isn't it? Duster. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, Duster. Yeah. It was a long time ago, but yeah, with the blackboard. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. Share this out if you can. That would be really appreciated. BNAG. That's just bang out of order. Huh. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm from England as well. Yeah. Yeah, which part of England are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm in York. Yeah, if you're new here, please give me a follow. That'd be really appreciated. Yeah, it's like, what is it? Which cheese is Edam? Sorry, I got it. Shit. I was gonna say which cheese is made backwards. Edam. Hello, Thrift Queen. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for following Jill Sue. Thank you for the gifts, man. What is this in the chat? I'm a health expert in companionship personal. If you need phone companionship, chat me. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, welcome everybody. Hope you're all well. If you have any questions, but in the chat. Hi, Imperial, welcome back. So, oh yeah, Rich, I blocked that runner boy guy. I just can't be asked anymore. They kept following, unfollowing, following, unfollowing. It's like, fuck off. Like T Wood. I know like sometimes they do like unfollow people, but it's like you're just deliberately trying to mess around. And it was like trying to make fun and whatever. It's like, well, why are you doing that? Like, why don't you just go away? Hi Missy, how you doing? I hope you're well. No, I'm not English. No, I'm Irish. I was asking if you're from England. All right. Oh, you're from Ireland. If I was from Ireland, I'd talk like that. There's like 3,333 um yeah, it's like I don't say it like that, do I? I don't really sound Irish, do I at all? I don't know. I would have thought that if someone was from Ireland, they would know that I'm not from Ireland. I understand if someone's not from there, but someone that's from Ireland, you would think that they would know that I'm not from Ireland. I don't know how you could have really thought that I was from Ireland, especially seeing as you're from Ireland. I'm okay, thank you, Missy. Yeah, welcome in. Yeah, let's get this shout out if you can. That'll be really appreciated. Kieran says, I'm from Ireland, and yes, I could tell you're not from Ireland, lol. All right. Hi, that rock and roll dude. Could you repeat that again? I couldn't hear you. No. For fuck's sake, you have a bit of an accent, yeah. I'm talking like I'm putting on an accent. Now, I have to put on an accent to sound Irish. This isn't my natural voice. This isn't how I talk naturally. I have to put on a fucking voice. uh, Yogi, how you doing? Hey, it's Yogi. Hello, go on live. Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, thank you for the likes, everyone. So yeah, we were talking last night. Well, I was talking about yeah, things like supplements and food and stuff like that. And I was talking about like autism symptoms and like whether or not it can be some of it can be mitigated by diet because there's people that were claiming that. Hello, halal pork. Yeah, other name, eh? Halal pork, eh? So yeah, so basically, so yeah, what we're saying, so yeah, so like I said about this autism symptom stuff, right? Because it's like saying how like autism can be a blessing in a disguise, you could say, like not necessarily a blessing in disguise, but it can be good in some ways, but it's also bad in other ways. Like there are like benefits to it, I guess, but it's like the problem is that society isn't really designed for it. Hi, I'm 10. Can I be on this? Well, as long as you are respectful and yeah. Um, the only daughter, how's it going? Good evening to you. Hope you're well tonight. Welcome in. Hi, LJ. How you doing? Sorry, are you fucking Mark in Ireland when you manage when you change your voice? Because fuck's sake, I don't even have an accent. Well, it's just you because you was thinking I was from Ireland. Hi, Candy, how you doing? I hope you're well tonight. You sound like you're getting a bit triggered or something. You're getting triggered. Is that what's going on there? That was a good talk last night, Jamie. Thanks. You're welcome. So you were saying you didn't want to really kind of, kind of make a, like you said you weren't too sure about that because with like the whole sort of like thing with, I do think there is something to like the gut microbiome and the brain and all that. So it kind of makes sense that maybe some of these symptoms can be helped. Yeah, more likely. I'm trying to just be positive and how come you said no time long time no see, but you just said that you were so when was you here last time then? Because you just said long time no see. Or was that being sarcastic or something? I can't really tell. So I don't remember when you was here last. So oh you got Jim, okay, cool. But like, with like if you can get good gut microbiome and then feeding it with some people use like fermented foods, but it said that you should actually have like a lot of fiber in your diet because that's going to help to make the bacteria flourish better. Because if they don't have food to feed on, then that they're not able to really flourish properly. Because otherwise they would just die out. Because it's like bacteria can't just feed on nothing. So like in order for it to become more populated, then prebiotic fibers are important. So if you have a good diet of like full of whole foods, you should probably get that. If you have a lot of that. Hello from Ukraine. What's your name? Sorry. You can't find me. Okay. No, I'm not triggered. My sound was messed up because I only had one earbud in. Okay. Fair enough. Hi. When the Irish get triggered, they get proper triggered. All right. Yeah, they probably get real like I don't know. All right, Diva, how you doing? I hope you're well. Okay. Welcome everybody. Hope you're all well tonight. Share the live if you can. That would be great if you can do that. So yeah. Any questions, people? So what's your name anyway? Halal pork. Obviously it's like what's the word? Like a contradiction, isn't it? Because you can't be halal and pork can't be halal, right? Yeah, unless we're in some other universe. Maybe in another universe, pork can be halal, but like in this universe, it doesn't exist. Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. Getting these trolls in here, aren't we now? But it is what it is. Was that Lil? Thank you for the likes. How you doing tonight? Welcome in here. Yeah, let's try and get to 10,000 likes. Who's still in here then? Yeah. I don't know. Just got to see how this pans out, I guess. But maybe I'll play on this a sec, Well, we're already at 3.2k. My most amount of likes I ever had once, I think, was over 50,000. So, hi, user, how you doing? Well, who knows how it's going to turn out, Maybe we can just get rid of you, eh? Just get rid of all the negative people, eh? All right, T, how are you doing? You all right? Welcome in. I mean, I've only been on for like, 35 minutes. So, yeah, it's a good one, pal, isn't it? What's that? No, I've not had my haircut. I've just done my beard. Just trim my beard down. Yeah, it's been all right, thank you. How are you making that noise? This thing, isn't it? Just I'm doing that and then making mouth shapes and stuff. It's called there's a few different names: mouth harp, jaw harp, or Jew's harp. If you want to learn it, then just look it up on the internet. There we go. That's enough of that. So thank you for the likes, everybody. Hope you're all well tonight. What are your plans for the rest of the week, everybody? If anybody's new here, make sure you give me a follow. That would be great. So, night Lloyd, how you doing? Come in here. Tap up those screens, everyone. What, 4,000 now? So yeah, we should be, should get to 10,000 in no time. Then yeah, I'll stop it on until we get to 10K, just to, because just to spite the person that's trying to laugh and whatever, and try and be a naysayer. Because like I said, like record number of likes. I think it was well over like 50,000. So in fact, I think it might have even been close to 100,000 once. I remember getting tons and tons of viewers sometimes, and it just depends, really, doesn't it? Right now it is a bit slow, but who knows? Who knows what might happen? Yeah. How many likes? I mean, that's on TikTok, so YouTube it'll be different. But yeah, just welcome in, everybody. Let's get the live shared out if you can. So I don't know. It's hello, pork sausages for sale. Sponsored by the WEF. All right. It's one of those. Yeah, like so you like I've seen all that, like you'll own nothing and be happy and all this kind of crap, all this kind of stuff they're trying to push, that this what is it? Eating bugs and stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that being pushed, like the eating insects and stuff, saying, oh, it's good protein and all this kind of crap. I think there was even some on telly where they were showing something about making, bread out of cockroaches or something. Hello, Freddie. Hang on. Are you some troll or something? I don't know. Like, who is this person? You said we meet again. I don't know who you are. Who is this person? All right. I don't know. Because it's just to get loads of people just trying to mess around, and I haven't got any time for that. So, hi, Sherlyn Banks. How you doing tonight? Welcome in here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you all for joining me. Oh, Halloween. Oh, yeah. It's about 11 days until Halloween, isn't it? Yeah. Been hearing a lot of like fireworks going off and stuff already. Thank you for the follow, Sherlyn. People setting off fireworks. Like, why are you doing that? It's not even bonfire night or even anywhere near it yet, really. Still about a couple of weeks or so until bonfire night. Then it'll be Christmas, won't it? Everything will all be, we'll just be constantly bombarded with Christmas. Hello, Haley. Good to see you again. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Lil, thank you for the likes. I'm on 5,000 likes now, so we're halfway there. Hi, Stars. How you doing? Welcome in. Started my Xmas shopping. Yeah. To be honest, I don't really do a lot of Xmas shopping. What's my goal? What do you mean? Actually late this year. All right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just that there's this whole hype around Christmas, and then when it actually comes, and it's just like, my goal in life, I guess, like, I don't know. I don't really like to think too much about these sort of things, because I'm just trying to just generally just try and get better with what I'm doing, and just try and, I don't want to really have any specific goals, because when you get specific with things, it can just get a bit sort of you know what I mean. Hello, Jade. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hi, Coco. How you doing? But it's just continuing on the fitness stuff, continuing just with self improvement and things like that. Really, I don't want to end up putting any pressure on myself or anything like that, and just kind of see where things go with things. Really, oh, from Nigeria. Okay, welcome in. Just want to try and just see where I can go with things. Just push myself to limits and whatever. And yeah, thank you, Freddie. So I just started to be able to like do like pull ups and stuff like that. So which has been harder, generally harder for like taller people. If shorter people who that they don't necessarily appreciate how hard it can actually be for taller people doing some of these movements and stuff. But I'm not making any excuses. I've been trying and it's been progressing. Hello, blessed joy. How you doing? Oh, mental. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So where are you all from, everybody? Anyway. So I live in York. I've been here for like a few years now, but it's quite nice and stuff. But I don't really like to be around loads of people all the time. Really, it just gets a bit much sometimes. Oh yeah, you take care, Freddie. It just can get a bit much sometimes. It's like you've got so many people around. Everyone's just all in a rush. Like you get all these people zipping down on their bikes. It just gets a bit much, really. Yeah, yeah. Because I know you live in a village, and it's like nice and quiet out in the village. This is the thing, and it's one of the things that would kind of want me to, because I would, like I said, talk about get a bit of land and just live on that. I might even maybe get to a point where I just grow my own food or something, just like yeah, just grow my own food. Maybe it's like some potatoes, carrots, all that sort of stuff. Maybe some other things as well. And yeah, just I wouldn't completely live off grid, off my own food and stuff, because there would be certain things I would need. But when I visit UK, I love hopping on a train and going far from the tourist area. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, York's got some nice things, but it's just I don't know. I got a bit sick of it now, to be honest. I don't know. I guess it's like with a lot of things, I just I've seen it all now. It's like okay. I suppose then again, there is things I haven't seen, but it's like the main parts of it. I've been around the bar walls a few times. It's like, okay, you know, it just gets a bit like, you know what I mean? Like Queen Paya, how's it going? It starts to feel like Groundhog Day, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, I hope you're all well tonight, people. If anyone's new here, please give me a follow. That would be really appreciated. I don't know. Yeah. I thought it was going to get a bit busier, but I guess maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how this goes, really. But anyway, it's just hard to really keep people here, isn't it? It's hard to keep people, sort of, it's like to keep people's attention. What am I supposed to do that? But I'm not going to just try and pander to people just to try and keep their attention, though. So whatever. So yeah. So have a drink then. Keep hydrated in it. They found, I think, that dehydration can increase cortisol. Let's have a look at that actually. Dehydration cortisol levels. Hello, Emmanuel. How are you doing? I hope you're well tonight. So it says here dehydration increases cortisol levels, particularly the stress response. According to recent studies, a 2025 study found that people who drank less than 1.5 liters of fluid daily had a cortisol response to stress that was more than 50% higher than well-hydrated individuals. Thank you for the follow-up, Emmanuel. The heightened stress hormone reactivity is linked to an increased risk of chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and depression. So, someone was saying about fasting being good because it's a stressor, but then it's like chronic stress isn't good. So, I guess it depends on if you're doing it like a sort of intermittent stressors and stuff like, but chronic stress is said to be really bad. What they call unresolved stress. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. But yeah, so I actually saw this somewhere else about the cortisol being 50% higher in well shit. Oh shit. Oh, I've just dropped the water. I'm got to get some more water. I was lucky I almost dropped the glass and smashed it, but I caught it just in time. Oh well. Is what it is. Yeah. Here we go. Getting all this spammy shit in the chat, you know. Good drop of protein, like what? All right. Well, we need a certain amount of protein, but then more than a certain amount isn't really going to give you any health benefits. This is the thing: is you have these people saying that they should have more than like 1 pound of was it 1 gram per pound of body weight per day is like for bodybuilders. They don't even need that much. It's just not. It starts to get to a point of like being overkill, and it can actually make it harder to actually get enough food in if you have too much protein, because it can slow down absorption of food. It's kind of like digestion or whatever. So it can, yeah, not that it slows it down, but it can just make you feel fuller. It just stops it from like passing through as quickly. Because protein's like the hardest to digest macronutrient. So if you have too much of it, it can actually make it harder to, get down like carbs and fats and stuff. Hope you're all well tonight, people. So you want the right balance of protein, really, but like Jennifer, how are you doing? I guess your body will just get better to deal with these things over time. But eating too much protein isn't necessarily a good idea. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Yeah, where is everybody from? Share the live out if you can. That would be really appreciated. So I don't know. Just gotta like try and just keep this going, I guess. We'll run 5.8k likes. So can you keep tapping your screens up? Like I said, we need to get this to 10,000. I'm not going until we get to 10,000. So yeah. Anyway, is everyone okay? Who's still in here? Thank you for the likes, Haley. Okay. Right. Well, this is great, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, is everybody okay? I don't know. I'm struggling here, guys. So like, help me out here. But like I said about, I like it more quiet, generally speaking. When I'm like in a really busy area, it just can do me head in sometimes. I tend to want to just get out of there to somewhere a bit more quiet. I just feel a bit more at peace. I don't know. Some people love being around tons of people, though. I guess it depends if you're more introverted, extroverted, or whatever. But I think it's more just that I find people annoying and just, I don't know. The more that I see people, the more I observe. The more I observe people, the more I just find them annoying. It's like, so I tend to just be in my own world and just try to just block it all out, or just kind of have my own thoughts going on, and just yeah. I just notice the world just whizzing by, and it's like everyone's all just in a rush to be somewhere. Everyone's just in their own bubble as well, I guess. But no one seems to really have any kind of interest in really kind of hanging out with each other. What's that you mean, Emmanuel? Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Let's get this shared out if you can. Let's try and get some more people in here. We're a bit slow at the moment, guys, so if you can help out, that would be great. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so what are we up to tonight then? Hi, Prosy Quinn. How you doing? I hope you're well. Oh, really? I've never heard of that halal pork. That sounds like something that doesn't exist or something. Hello, Mago. Hello, Anina. How's it going, everybody? Come on, guys. Let's get this chat going or something. I can't do this without people really kind of interacting and stuff, can I? I just feel like I'm talking to myself. What am I up to? Not much at the moment, Margot. Just hoping that someone's just going to chat and just, try and interact, I guess. But it can be a bit slow sometimes. Where are all my viewers, Like to me, thank you for the likes. I'm just at work and in and out. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, to me. Have you got a brother called To You? I hope you're well tonight, everyone. Welcome in. No, I'm not married, no. So yeah, I don't know, maybe at some point I'll just try and grow food or something. But right now I just don't really want to do that. I mean, the thing is, where I live, it's in like a flat. So I couldn't really be doing that. Because it's a shared sort of garden thing, isn't it, So I can't really be doing that, I couldn't be putting my own plot or whatever. I couldn't be doing my own. But I mean, like, you could do an allotment, but I'm like, I don't really want to be doing all that. I'd have to like rent out some space to do that, and then I don't know. But yeah, I suppose it isn't necessarily that much. But hello, Silent Eyes. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Share the live out if you can, everybody. That would be really appreciated. Yeah. I don't know. Margot, what are you saying? I'm just like finding this just kind of just burns me out. Just like, why did I even bother? Why did I even fucking bother with this shit, Yeah, I'm just kind of like mainly just doing stuff online, and yeah. but I'm just kind of like I said, I'm just looking into just trying to save up some money and stuff. And then, hi, Roman, welcome back. How you doing? Good to see you again. My girl says, great. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all well tonight. Sorry if this is boring for people, but I guess, I guess I'm just boring. Otherwise, we'd have way more people, but yeah, it depends really. If you look on one, if you're open to what area it's going to be, then you can potentially get some cheap, but you got to think about it as a long-term thing. It's like once you bought it, then it's like you've got like a sort of, at least you then have some equity, because then you can just sell it at some point and get your money back. So it can be good for that. But I was thinking that if I got a big enough plot of land, then I could use it for like commercial purposes. But then there's all these red tape and stuff. Thank you for the rose, Jim Perilli. How you doing? I don't know. I don't really have an ideal place right now. I've not really thought about that. Thank you for the hot meat, Andrea Jane. How you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Oh, Nicolene. Okay. Nicolene. Okay, welcome in. Yeah, if anyone's new here, please give me a follow. Thank you for the rose. So call you Nicolene. I'm okay, thank you, Andrea Jane. Yeah. So where are you from, everybody, if you don't mind me asking? Robin says that says good. Okay, that's good to hear. Let's get 10,000 likes on this live. Oh, you changed your name and profile. Okay, why did you do that? It's a bit confusing. Thank you for the rose. Nothing. Okay. All right, Jeffina, thank you for the likes. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. I don't know. This stuff just kind of. Oh, there's a lot of stalkers. Yeah, that can be a bit. Sometimes you have to be a bit like low profile with that kind of stuff in it. Do like real life stalkers or something. You get toxic people. Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. There's a lot of weirdos on the internet in general. It's like, yeah, following at me. All right. Hi, Miller. How you doing? Hope you're well. Good evening to you. If anybody's new here, please give me a follow. Thank you for the rose, Jim Purley. Thank you again. Thank you for follow, Clever Bay. I'm doing fine, thank you, Clever Bay. How are you? Where is everybody from then? Hi, Wade. How you doing? Hello, Jordan. I'm good. That's good to hear. Yeah. All right, hopefully it's picking up now and we can maybe get some kind of conversation going on or something. But I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Because otherwise it's just me trying to welcome in new people, and it just gets a bit tedious sometimes. And Roman's the UK. Which part of UK, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, Uganda, says Clever Bit. Okay. I seem to get a lot of people from like those sort of countries. Nice to meet you, Jip. What do you mean? I thought you said you'd been here before with a different name, huh? I'm confused now. I don't know. Anyway, we'll take care. Again, if you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you can give me a follow. Let's try and get to 10,000 followers soon on TikTok. But anyway, hi. Is everyone all right? Yeah, see you tomorrow then. Yeah, cool. Thank you for the rolls again. All right. Yeah, I'm in New York. We mean you don't know what part of the UK? Well, you don't know what part of the UK you are. So you must know like what part of the UK you're in. Thank you, Nicolene. You said Nicolene, is it not Nicolene? I'm sure there was someone called Nicolene or something. I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much. Okay, thank you for your gifts. Okay. All right. Yeah, 10,000 likes. Let's do this, guys. Yeah, let's have it. So, yeah, everyone introduce yourselves. Yeah, so I want to just try and be positive and all that, but like I said, it can be a bit tricky sometimes, when sometimes you just have to accept that things aren't always going to go your way and just try to just appreciate what you do have. And it is difficult because we all have, a desire and stuff, and it can be disappointing but you have to not focus on that. But you have your own YouTube channel. Okay, cool. What do you do on that? Rhyming. Yeah. What kind of content do you put on there? Hi, Ashura, how you doing? Hope everyone's well tonight. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the likes. What time in the UK? It's 8:39 p.m. right now here where I am. Yeah, let's get 10,000 likes on the live. Yeah, come on, everybody. Still awake. Okay. Yeah, I know you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing that. Okay, good night. Okay, take care, Manuel. 1:39 p.m. in California. All right. Hang on, I thought it would have been 12:39 p.m. Like 12:40. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like 8 hours behind us. But then it depends on when the clocks go back and stuff like that. Actually, the clocks go back, I think, is it this weekend? Yeah, I think it'll be this weekend. Thank you for the gifts. I do YouTube shorts about mental health and vlogs. So that's cool. Yeah, it's good to advocate for mental health because it's something that needs to be talked about. A lot of people suffer with mental health, and yeah, a lot of people don't get the help that they need. Sometimes I'm not visit your live if I'm busy. Okay, it's okay. All right, fair enough. Thank you for the follow, in Inani Bertus. I don't know how you pronounce that, but anyway. Yeah, let's get 10,000 likes, everybody. Just to prove the friggin' trolls wrong, Richard, welcome back. How are you? All right. I'm around 6.8K now. Thank you again, Nicolene. Now then, hello. Anyway, I'm just kind of like trying to just try and keep going, even when it's kind of dead and quiet and all that. Just hope that maybe it'll just kind of pick up soon. Who knows? But yeah, people just seem to ignore it most of the time. So thank you for the roses. I guess it gets you used to rejection, I suppose, It's one of the good things about this. It gets you used to being rejected. You see it happen that much that you just become kind of used to it. It's like, yeah. Anyway. But speaking of rejection, it shouldn't be something that you take personally. As I say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So you don't base your value based on other people's opinions or anything like that. And yeah. But then again, it's like I struggle with that sometimes and feeling the need of like, for that validation and all that kind of thing. Thank you for the rose, Nicolene. I think we've all got some kind of issue in some way. I don't think anyone's perfect, you know. We have to just be honest with ourselves and be like, yeah, I've got problems, but we can work on it and try and get better but you can always find something that you need to work on. That's just life. We're like work in progress, and that's fine. It'd be boring if we're all just perfect and we had no obstacles to overcome or anything. Yeah, the 67 guy was like South Africa, and I don't know why they're following me again or whatever, but they just like unfollow me, and then I've already muted them. So yeah, I literally muted that person as soon as they came in because I knew who it was. Again, it's the same person come in again. But they came in under that name and they said, oh, it's South Africa. It's like, what the fuck? Why are they changing their name? And then it's just weird. Just go away. But at least you're actually like boosting the live by being here, I suppose. That's the only reason I'd let them stay. Otherwise, I would just block them. You know? So I'm not going to keep people unless they're just actually like, if they're liking the live and they're coming to my lives, and yeah, I'm still on there as well. It's just fucking dead tonight. I don't know. It was quite fairly busy yesterday morning, actually, but you just never know with these things, do you? Well, I mean, it was like late yesterday morning, I think it was, something like that. Hello, Cassitio, how you doing? Good to see you again. Hope all is well. I don't know why people are doing that, trying to mess around. Yeah, and I could technically play music, I just can't be bothered because I'm actually blasted because I'm using YouTube on my laptop, so I could put music on it, and people on YouTube wouldn't hear it. Yeah, I should be live tomorrow, so I could do it. I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to just keep trying to play all this music. I just get sick of it. Yeah. So I'm just sort of just doing this really, but I don't know. It's just fucking dead. But I'm trying to get it to 10,000 likes before I go, so that's the goal tonight. 10,000 likes. Let's do this. 7.8k now, so yeah. Come on, guys, what is going on here? Maybe I should restart, but then again, we haven't got to 10k yet. Maybe I could restart at 10k, I don't know. Is there even any point in doing that? But we're on 7.9k, so I said I was gonna like stay until 10k because that friggin' troll. Oh, is it balance when you're covering what you're talking about? Oh, dumbbells, squats, oh yeah. Yeah, so they just like let the parts of your body recover and you can work other parts of your body like while that's recovering sort of thing. Oh yeah, thank you for the likes. I don't know. I'm just not really being stimulated with any of this conversation, really. It's just depends who we get here. I've not seen anything of nature tonight, so yeah, I've not seen a lot of the regulars. Oh yeah, I tried messaging Hannah, I think last night, to see because it said she was online, so I was like, okay, well I'll try and message, and nothing. Like hasn't even read the message, so I don't know what's going on. Thank you for the roses. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully she's all right, whatever. But it's just yeah, it's just been quiet, hasn't she, lately? So thank you for roses again. Thank you again. All right. They're on 8.8k now, so nearly there. Yeah. 9K now. All right. I don't know why is it that these trolls do that. I don't know. Like they act like trolls, but then they like your lives and stuff. It's just weird. I find it's like, well, on the one hand they're a troll, and on the other hand they're like a supporter. It's like, is it just to fuck with your head or something? Oh, your finger is aching. Okay. What are they trying to do? That's the thing. If you keep tapping, you end up getting achy fingers. 9.3K now. Ryman says I only have 26 followers. So just keep going with it. Just keep doing the shorts and things like that. Y finger. What is it? Y finger? What do you mean? I don't know. All right. Okay. Is that some kind of innuendo or something? All right. All right. Okay. I hope I visit again. Okay. Yeah. You take care. Internet sucks. What are you saying? I don't know what you're on about. Sorry. Yeti, thank you for that. How you doing, Yeti? Hope you're well. Wednesday, there's a card called a Skoda Yeti. We're on 10,000 likes now, everybody. Thank you very much. The Skoda Yeti. Yeah, we got to 10K, so hooray. Hi, Warren. How you doing? Welcome to my live. How are you tonight? Welcome in here. Hi, Yurenk Kua. How you doing? I meant tapping the screen, obviously. Yeah, of course. Of course, that's what I meant. Thank you for following, Warren. Hello, Happy Mama. Welcome back. How you doing? Welcome in here. Can give my finger a rest now. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, we got over 10,000 likes, everybody. Thank you very much. Insecurity and immaturity. Is that a thing you're talking about? Trolls, or after any attention, negative attention is better than no attention for trolls. Yeah, true. Thank you for the roses. It's like a drug, isn't it? Attention to them. But yeah, Olivia. But it's like they won't do anything good for the attention though, because it's just easier just to mess around instead of actually doing something good. It's like the whole thing of has anyone heard of the thing called Munchausen's? And there's an actual like illness, like disorder, whatever you want to call it, like a mental illness where it's like they will pretend to have a disease so they get all this attention and this sympathy and all that, but it's like, but what they do to treat it is like to try and get them to do good deeds for society and stuff as a way to get that validation in a more healthier way. Thank you for the roses again. Well, it's empty validation, no uplifting structure or meaning. Yeah, no. Thank you for the roses, everybody. Yeah. But it's like you get these women who will like put these half-clothed images of themselves online, and then they might get all these likes and stuff, like hundreds of likes, but it's like most of them are probably a bunch of just like these thirsty, desperate men who look like shit. It's not really much of a flex, is it, to to have most of your people are just going to be a bunch of just like degenerates, Got you what you mean. You don't know what I'm saying and stuff. Okay, take care. So, you put these things online and it's like, okay, what are you getting out of that? Okay, yeah, you take care too. It's like, to try and get all this validation, but I guess they're maybe doing it just in the hope that some decent guy would want that. But then again, if they're actually some decent guy, then maybe they won't actually respect that so much. They not really take you seriously. So then they end up actually like basically then they complain, oh, we're all the good men at, because then they're like, because they basically put themselves out there as a sex object instead of just like as a person. So by doing that, they just attracted all these wrong kind of people. Hi, Freddie. How you doing? Hope you well. So yeah, so it's just the thing. It's like, sometimes people are like asking for trouble when they put stuff out there that's provocative, and it's like with these women in these gyms, and then they complain about creeps, even though most of the time they're not even creeps. But it's like what you expect if you're putting on this certain kind of clothing, and then especially with these videos that they produce, they're obviously a lot of it's just rage bait, I think, because they know that people it's going to piss people off. So then they start being like, oh, maybe I can do this and get a lot of views, but it ends up completely like crash and burning their account, oftentimes leading to them having to private it because they can't be doing with all the hate. Yeah, yeah, I'm on TikTok at the same time. Yeah, um, but it's just people will just do anything for attention or whatever instead of just doing something wholesome. That's the sad thing. But we've got to learn from the cautionary tales of like, it's not going to end well for people who try to just do it the wrong way. There's a right and a wrong way to do things, and you know, choose wisely. But I think a lot of people just didn't have a good structure growing up. They didn't have that. A lot of them didn't have a good father figure in a lot of cases to give them like discipline, give them all these different things. And in some cases, they didn't have a good mother as well. A lot of people grow up with problems, and it seems to have only gotten worse over the last few decades. I don't know what's happened, but it's just, I don't know, that things just keep changing, and a lot of the cases it's for the worst. I think it's just the problem is a lot of them are being brought up with social media now. But if you're a good parent, you shouldn't be letting them really have too much time on that. You need to be firm with them. Welcome back, Alondra. Good. Hello, Milan 830. How you doing? Good evening to you. If anybody's new here, please give me a follow. That would be really appreciated. Thank you for following Milan. Yeti, thank you for the likes. How's everybody doing then? Thank you. Yeah, 12.3k likes. Nice one, everybody. So yeah, we just got to like kind of if you're going to bring kids into the world, then you need to make sure they're actually brought up properly. Otherwise, you don't really deserve to be a parent, I don't think. That's just the way it is. I think it's like you have a duty of care. You've got to make sure that they're not actually, restrict them from seeing too much brain rot, I think is one thing as well, because there's so much of that now on the internet, like all this AI slop, all this just nonsense. And it's just rotting their brains. It's not actually giving them anything useful. Not saying that they can't have fun online. It's just there has to be certain boundaries with things, and they have to understand things like discipline and what have you. Otherwise, they're going to grow up without these well, not even skills, they're just values. They grow up without the values, and then they end up being like, I'm from the UK, so you're from the Philippines, then okay. Like they grow up without these values, and then people wondering why is everyone acting so weird now. Whatever. Having a child is the most precious, valuable thing for any woman. They should care for the child. It's an opportunity to be a family. But yeah, I'll say that also the dad should be very much involved as well. Thank you for follow Milroy. I think the father should be very much involved, especially when it comes to things like teaching, things like discipline. Thank you for the follow, Yeti. I've not seen you before or something. I don't know, but anyway, like things like discipline, things like responsibility, sometimes it can be a dad that's better to teach these sorts of things. There are certain things that, generally speaking, I'm not saying for everybody, but generally speaking, men or women are better at doing that. And coming together as a team is a good idea, and being like, hello, Connor, how you doing? I hope you're well. So, but the thing is that oftentimes nowadays men are being demonized. They're being told that they're useless. They're told that they're evil. They're pigs. They're selfish. They're this. They're that. Oh, would rather be, like around a bear than be around a man, sort of thing. This is just kind of telling men that they're a piece of shit. They're not needed, and how is that good for men to hear that sort of thing? The truth is that society was built by men. Equal custody and any split, it stops the divorce in many cases, and the child does better with the father. Yeah, they found that actually. Yeah, I think they found that on average it tends to, because like I said, if they don't have the responsibility and things like that, then they're like kind of. But yeah, I think that it's 50-50. I think like it comes down to like obviously early childhood. I think the mother it's more important because they're the nurturing and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Connor. Hello, Mummy Rossi. How you doing? I hope you're well. It's misandry, which is the hatred of men madness. Yeah, because it's basically gone the other way. So it's instead of it being like misogyny, it's like gone to misandry now. And I wish my father was a good person. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I do work out. Yeah. I managed to start being able to do pull-ups and stuff. So I'm trying to, yeah, just been trying to get better with that and stuff. And but yeah, I do work out, and it's something that it helps me with like mental health and stuff. And yeah, I'll show you now. Like this is what we're like now, but I'll just yeah. So that's my gains. You can see the triceps, the horseshoe triceps coming on. So yeah. Yeah, it's crazy the amount of size I've put on in the last few months or so, just from being consistent and being just having everything dialed, basically. So, do I like to help people? Yeah, I like to like give advice and stuff like that, and that's how I like to do that. Connor says those are pythons there. Oh, really? And about the triceps and stuff. But I just mainly do push-ups and things, and like calisthenics workouts and whatever. I do bits of weights and stuff sometimes as well, depending on what I'm trying to do. But yeah, it's makes me feel good to like try and go advice if someone's like wanting advice on. It's mostly like calisthenics stuff, but I do some mix of like weighted calisthenics and weights and things like that. But I think it being taller, I was thinking actually about this, where being taller can actually allow you to build more muscle with calisthenics because your body weight is like a kind of more resistance. So like that might be why I've been able to gain more just from that. Otherwise, if you're shorter, then you might have to add weight or something, like weighted push-ups, weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, things like that. So you can do progressive overload with that, but yeah, because just like longer limbs, it's you're fighting against gravity more basically. So I'm not saying that this is necessarily going to get everybody jacked, because some people it can still get somewhat jacked, if you just do calisthenics. But there's different ways to do it where you can build more muscle with like short reps and things like that. And oh yeah, really. But yeah, pull-ups are just like a good exercise for like like your lats and your arms and stuff. So a lot of like calisthenic stuff is compound, whereas say like things like machines, they arguably better at isolating, but there are ways of doing isolation with calisthenics as well. Because you have to do it with a body, like if you'd have to do it with a more of a bodybuilding approach. You have to have that mindset of like, because sometimes people treat calisthenics differently, where it's like they just think about it as reps. But the thing is, in order to like progress with it, you start to have to find more challenging variations. Otherwise, you're going to get to a point where you can do 40, 50, 60 reps of a certain exercise, which then you're like, it's going to be hard to go to failure on that because you just, because it's like, it's going to take a lot out of you to do that. Whereas if you can find something where you can only do a few reps of it, it's going to be a lot easier to go to true muscular failure. So that's the thing with like calisthenics. It's like a lot of it's like higher volume stuff, unless you learn how to adapt it to be more challenging, basically. Like for example, with push-ups, I've learned this one called a dead stop push-up. So there is ways to progress like beyond the basics, basically, and what qualifies as calisthenics? So basically, it means like generally like body weight exercises. Yeah, they don't look really fun. Yeah, it's fun once you can start doing them. So when I first tried, I couldn't do it at all. I couldn't even move at all. I couldn't pull myself up whatsoever. It was kind of annoying, but couldn't even do a push up properly either. But it's just progression. But there are many ways to progress it. Like you can do more like unilateral stuff. You can do like say, what is it? Kind of more sort of like on one side. Let's say archer push-ups, archer rows, things like that. Those can have more unilateral kind of focus, if you will, where you have more tension to one side. So you have to make sure you do it all equal. So you can alternate between each side. Same with like if you're doing like lunges and stuff like that, where you're doing it kind of, you put in more emphasis on one side at a time. And then you can progress on to like pistol squats eventually. But you can't even learn to try and do pistol squats just like on like a stable surface, like say like hold on to like a door frame or something like that, and just kind of use that as like or you can just hold on to like a pole or a rail or something like that, something that is fixed in place, and you can just like use that, and then you can it's going to allow you to keep it stable, and then just allow you to work those muscles better. And then over time you could like say progress it by taking one of your limbs off, let's say taking your arm off, and then just one of your arms off, and so you're not using so much support. So it's all about just doing it with like more of a bodybuilding approach of like progressive overload. Because if you just keep doing the same shit over and over, you're going to find that you're not really probably going to make a lot of progress. So yeah. So I actually did like over 100 kilograms on the barbell squat. So, but maybe if I was shorter, I might have only been able to do say like 80 kilograms, which is still like decent, I guess. But because of like I said, being taller, making body weight exercises harder. So when I do things like pistol squats, then It's I actually looked into it, and you're probably like you could probably do say like whatever your body weight is. If you can even do like one pistol squat, you can probably do more than like your body weight in a squat. So let's say you're at 80 kilograms, you could probably do like almost like 100 kilograms squat just from like if you can do a pistol squat because of the extra difficulty putting all the load onto one leg. Hi, Carmela. How you doing? I hope you're well. Is that a free weight? No, I'm talking pistol squats, which is where you basically put one of your legs out straight out in front and then kind of like extend it out and then lower the other leg and sort of like so you're only using that leg to do the squat basically. So it's a single leg squat. But yeah, that's one way to do it. There's also one called a shrimp squat as well, which is a different variation. And then there's more advanced ones like a dragon squat. There's quite a few different variations and what have you, but yeah, I like to just kind of just learn about different ways of doing things and also trial and error as well as yeah, see what works for you, because sometimes different things work for different people as well. It's like you'll get different people, and some say a certain exercise they don't feel it in a certain muscle. So we can't just have this like one size fits all mentality. You get people putting out certain programs that are like, oh, you should do this amount of reps of this exercise. It's just bullshit. It's all about trying to, it's the trial and error, finding what works for you. And if anything, some of these programs might actually be keeping people small. They might actually be kind of gatekeeping your success. And then some of these people might then end up buying another program, and it just ends up, keeping them like sort of from really progressing. They keep hopping on different programs, and then because they've not actually tried to figure out for themselves what works. Now, there's going to be certain basic things like, you do squats. Of course, if you're a beginner, you're going to get results. You're going to get any like novel stimulus. It's going to get you results in those body parts for sure. If you do it right. I mean, even if you don't have the best form, if you're a beginner, you're still going to get results. But by learning things, because the thing is that some people talk about this thing of like, some people have their muscles in different places or something like that. And it's like, so depending on where your muscles sit on your body can affect on whether that muscle is targeted as much. Like, for example, some people might find that rows hit their upper back, whereas for some people, they might find that they don't really hit it, depending on the angles, where the muscles sit on the body, as to whether it activates them. But then by trying it out, you'll find for yourself and feel what muscles are being targeted. So then if that doesn't work for you, can then try a different variation like a face pull or something like that, which is going to isolate the upper back better for a lot of people. So it comes down to the individual to find out what is going to be like the best way to do things, really. But yeah, like for some people, they might find that chin ups work their biceps really well, whereas some people might find not so much, and that could be just down to how well their biceps are developed compared to other body parts. Let's say if their biceps are maybe a bit overdeveloped compared to their back, then they might find that their back is really what's getting hit. So, like Terry, thank you for the likes. So there's a lot of different variables, and you have to just figure things out. And because if you are someone that's wanting to just get really big biceps, then you might be like, okay, maybe I need to add in some more like isolation stuff. You have to find out for yourself what you need to do. Hello, my thoughts, my quotes. I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? There's just so many variables with these things. Um, I can tell people like what it's going to generally target. Like if you're doing certain movements, let's say a tricep extension, well, as long as you're doing it correctly, then it's pretty much just going to mostly just hit the triceps. But there are certain especially like compound exercises where they can be different for different people depending on their leverages, and if say like they've got strong muscles in a certain body part, and then that might then lead to basically that muscle not really being targeted that well. So yeah. Where are you from? So I'm from the UK. So you might find that it's like if say a certain muscle is weaker, then you might be like, okay, well maybe I should just focus more on that muscle and bring that up to become kind of like equal to the other muscle, do more isolation stuff on that. So it kind of catches up quicker to the other muscle. Because a lot of people find that certain muscles are lagging behind, and that when they're doing, say, like compounds, and then they're like, because the thing is that might actually hinder the performance. Because the thing with it is oftentimes that if certain muscles are lagging, then it can hinder your like overall performance on that exercise. So yeah. No problem. Yeah, from the UK. Yeah, just legs and back are more useful as you pull with your back and core the legs. What you're saying? Oh, you're on about building work and gardening or something? Okay. All right. But yeah, I don't know. Might just get off in a minute, guys. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like kind of finding out for yourself really is going to be the best way, really, isn't it? Trial and error. Because wisdom comes from experience, not from somebody telling you the science of everything. Because I just feel like that is just some nerdy shit. And most of these nerdy guys are not even really, functional strength. Yeah, I would argue that if you're not functional, then are you really fit? Because to me, the definition of fitness is about functionality. It's about being able to be functional in everyday situations and being able to do it with efficiency and being able to do it without, risking injuries and things like that. Whereas bodybuilding is oftentimes the complete opposite, and they do movements that are not functional. They do a lot of machine work and oftentimes not very much stability work. They don't do a lot of mobility work a lot of the time. They don't do a lot of cardio a lot of the time. So how is that fitness? In fact, a lot of bodybuilders are scared of doing cardio because they think it's going to kill their gains, or they just can't be bothered. Then are you actually really fit then? If you're not good at any of those things, if all you can do is lift weights a certain way in a certain movement pattern, and it's like a lot of these people get out of breath going up a flight of stairs or something, How is that fitness? It's a joke. They're not functional at all. All they're functional for is just aesthetics and vanity and all that. But people have been sold a lie. This whole health and fitness, health and fitness, my ass. It's like, how high could they jump? You know, how well can they run, or would they be able to do a triathlon or something? I'm not saying everyone should do that, but it's like they just don't have oftentimes a very well-rounded fitness. Like if we give them a fitness score out of 10, it's probably in a lot of cases around a 3 or a 4, maybe at the maximum. yeah, bodybuilding isn't for health or fitness. Yeah, exactly. It's all vanity. But people are trying to sell you this thing, like when you see like fitness magazines, but it's always a focus on aesthetics rather than about actual health. Because I find it ironic if people are not incorporating much cardio, but then they're calling themselves a fitness channel. Like if I saw someone calling themselves a fitness channel, you'd think that they would talk about best forms of cardio, best forms of exercises to, improve heart health, things like that. Right, Sarah, how you doing? You would think they would have things like that, but oftentimes it's just all about getting stronger or getting bigger. And that's great and all that, and I think people should do that, but it's missing elements to it, isn't it? Because you can't really. Well, there is ways actually of getting better cardio through doing weight training, which is by doing like circuit training. But if all your focus is on bodybuilding, then like I say, you're just going to be missing out, I think, because otherwise, you can end up like. And the thing is that when you bodybuilding and you're like putting on all this extra mass, it's even more important to have good cardio, because then otherwise you're going to be very slow and sluggish probably, because you're carrying around extra mass, which could feel like, could make you feel a bit slow. So if you don't have good cardio, then you might feel like, you after a while you just start to get tired and you don't have very good work capacity. So I have a foam roller for back decompression. It clicks the joints in back. All right, okay. Is that to do with like what is it called, rotator cuff? I've been hearing stuff about like rotator cuff injuries and things like that, and I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with that, but I've been hearing about like people getting things like shoulder impingement and stuff like that, and like shoulder blades getting fucked or something. Oh yeah, farmers carries I've heard is supposed to be good. Yeah, because it's about strength endurance rather than just brute strength. You know, what good is it to just be able to like lift dumbbells a few times or something? But it's about like being able to hold on to heavy weights for minutes or whatever of time. But there was this guy called Yogi, just a yogi, and he's like doing these like kettlebell jerks and stuff, and I guess they're quite. It's like about like strength endurance or something. All right, okay. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, thank you, Imperial. Right, I think I'm gonna get going, guys. I'll see you all later. All right, peace out, everyone. Bye.